Hi students, how are you? I hope each one among you are doing great and well. Welcome to Supnit's classes. This is Rahmat Latif, your biology educator. In this video, we are going to learn about digestion and absorption. So without wasting any time, let's get started. First of all, please keep it in your mind that whatsoever the energy requirements of animals are, okay, be that animals, be that humans, we have obviously energy requirement for which we consume food, we consume other, food products, right? So that energy requirement of animals or of that of humans, right, they are expressed in terms of heat energy. Energy is expressed in terms of heat energy. Okay, why? Because heat is the ultimate, form of all energies. Because heat is ultimate. Because heat is ultimate form of all energies. I hope this concept is clear about energy is clear, right? We often measure energy in terms of calories, as you might see on food products. Behind that particular food product, it's always written how much calories this food contains, this food product contains. Or either we are saying that we can express the energy content in terms of heat. So either we can express that and measure that in calories or in joules. Okay, how can we measure? Either in calorie or joule. Okay, I hope this concept is clear, right? Very nice. This Okay, moving forward. In this slide, you have to remember only that energy is, we just express energy consumed by animals or by humans is expressed in terms of heat, and you have to remember that heat is the ultimate form of all energies, as you might have learned in physics, right? That's why we just measure this particular content as content in energy as well. Okay, either we will say that in particular calories, you might see that in behind food products, right? Or we can say, since we are talking about heat, then the SI unit of heat is joule, so we can measure our energy in this form, either in calories or in joules. Okay, I hope this concept is clear. Okay, moving forward. Now it's absorption of digested products. you know uh, we just digested the food, and we know digestion simply means breakdown of complex food substances into simple absorbable form, that is known as digestion, right? So here we are talking about absorption of digested products. Since we digest particular products inside us, now we have to absorb them as well, right? We don't have to digest only. Why are we consuming food? Ultimate goal of consuming food is that we will get energy, so that we will do our daily tasks, daily life activities. So for daily life activities, daily life, what we call it as daily life activities or tasks, we need energy. For that energy purpose, we just consume food, and we consume food in the form of biomacromolecules, in complex substances that needs to be get converted into simple absorbable form. So absorption is necessary. Why? Because through absorption, nutrients will get absorbed through the help of blood vessels, right? Blood in the blood, and through blood, that blood will carry all the nutrients, all the essential nutrients to our tissues, to our organs, to our cells. Okay, so absorption is the process in which end product of digestion pass through. Now absorption, as I already mentioned in my previous sessions, that absorption took place through intestinal mucosa. Mucus layer of small intestine, usually. Maximum absorption took place here. Mucus layer of small intestine, or we can say mucus, intestinal mucosa, okay? That's self understood. So absorption took place through the mucosa, through the intestinal mucosa, and this absorption of nutrients will directly went into either into blood or into lymph, either into blood or into lymph. Okay, I hope this concept is clear. Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay. Okay, so I already mentioned that absorption took place through intestinal mucosa and directly went into the blood or into the lymph. Okay, and this absorption takes place through three mechanisms, that is active, transportation. Okay, through three transport mechanism: active, passive, and facilitated. This absorption into mucosal layer, intestinal mucosa. Okay, this absorption took place through three transport mechanisms. Okay, first one is active, another one is passive, third one is facilitated. Active, passive, facilitated. Okay, so see, we have, you have to remember this. Okay, we have glucose in every every transportation. In active transport, see here you can see glucose, simple diffusion, that means passive. Okay, glucose in facilitated transport, glucose in simple diffusion, that is passive. Here you can see another slide, glucose through active transport. Okay, so we will write down in active, we will write down glucose. In passive, we will write down glucose, because glucose is necessary for all of us. So glucose, we need to carry them all through, through all the mechanisms, be it simple, be it facilitated, be it passive. Okay, active, passive, or we can say another name of passive is simple. Okay, in simple diffusion, we have amino acids and chloride ions as well. Amino acids and chloride ions, that is Cl negative as well. Okay, in facilitated transport, we have glucose, amino acids. In facilitated, we have glucose, amino acid, and in active, we have glucose, amino acid, and Na positive. You have to remember, dekho, see, in active, we have glucose, amino acids. In passive, we have glucose, amino acid. In facilitated, we have glucose, amino acid. Okay, wait. Okay, so glucose, amino acid in all three. Now difference lies in active and passive, because facilitated only contains glucose and amino acid. In active, we have Na positive, and in passive, we have chloride ions, that is Cl negative. Okay, here we have Na positive, here we have chloride ions, Cl negative. This is active transportation because it's being actively absorbed. Active means from lower concentration to higher concentration. I am going to teach this in detail in cell chapter. Okay, active means from lower to higher concentration. Passive means higher to lower. Okay, and facilitated means with the help of proteins, because in cell membranes, in our membranes of cells, we have some underlying proteins which helps in transportation, facilitated transportation. Okay, I hope this concept is clear. This concept about absorption is crystal clear. Now, absorption took place in different parts of alimentary canal. Alimentary canal starts right from the mouth up to the anus. So, absorption of substances takes place in different parts of alimentary canal like mouth, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. Okay, I'll write it here. Absorption took place took place in different parts of alimentary canal. Okay, absorption took place in different parts of alimentary canal took place in different parts of alimentary canal like in mouth, stomach, small intestine. Okay, but maximum absorption took place in small intestine, large intestine, but maximum absorption occur in small intestine. Okay, no doubt absorption took place in different parts of alimentary canal, be it in mouth, be it in stomach, be it in small intestine, be it in large intestine. But you have to remember that maximum absorption occurs in small intestine and nowhere else. Okay, then the absorbed substance, then whatsoever we absorb, whatsoever substance we absorb, okay, that those substances, they finally reach to the tissues, because nutrients will ultimately reach to the tissues, so that they will tissues will utilize them for their activities. I'll write it here. Absorbed substances will ultimately reach to the tissues. Absorbed substances will ultimately reach to the tissue, so that our daily life activities will run smoothly. Why? Because energy, those nutrients in the blood which will reach to the tissues, they will give us particular energy, so that they will give us particular nutrients, so that we will utilize them for our daily activities, and that process is known as assimilation. That process is known as assimilation. When we consume the when we just utilize the absorbed substances for our daily life activities, that process is known as assimilation. And the unabsorbed substances, the unabsorbed food materials, digestive waste, that are solidified into feces, into fecal matter, into the rectum, okay. And once a human or any of the organism on this planet urges or desires to excrete that out, that process is known as defecation, and it's a voluntary process, it's not involuntary process. But yeah, in some patients where reflex action is not reflex neural reflex is not working properly, where we have where those patients have lot of you know they have a lot of symptoms, their neural reflex is not working properly. So yeah, they in those patients it's an involuntary process. But talking about normally in an adult human or in an any adult animals, this is an involuntary process. And talking about children's toddlers, it's obviously involuntary process. But in adults, in normal adult human, it's a voluntary process, and it's also carried out by peristaltic movement. Like food from mouth to stomach into esophagus goes through wavy movement, which is known as peristaltic movement. Here peristaltic movement also occurs when we deface, when fecal matter is excreted out into through our body. This process is also known as defecation, okay. And once we urge or desires to excrete out, defecation occurs. And again, I am saying in a normal adult human it's a voluntary process. But talking about those patients in which neural reflex is somehow affected due to some disorder or due to some disease, in those patients it's an involuntary process. Talking about toddlers, talking about kids, it's also involuntary process. But talking about normal adult human, it's a voluntary process, and it's also carried out by peristaltic movement, okay. I hope this session is clear. This was not any kind of rocket science, it was too basic. I hope this session is clear. If you like this session, do share this with your friends, with your juniors, with your seniors who are preparing for Neet, who are preparing for boards, okay. I hope this will benefit you. I'll meet you in any other interesting session. Till then, goodbye, take care, thank you so